Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria and today we're going to be doing my January 2022 TBR. It kills me, honestly, a little bit to say that. This year went so fast, and in some ways I am incredibly glad that it's over. In other ways I am absolutely terrified for 2022. So this is going to be a little insane. So we are done with 2021 and are on to our first TBR for 2022. So I have a list of, I think I have 10 books written down of ones that I hope to get to in January. And then I also am going to be participating in one readathon, and that is the Romance Takeover Readathon, hosted by Jenn from the Book Refuge, Crystal from Crystal's Bookish Life, Riley from Riley and Marie, and Bree from 11 Words, I'm pretty sure, are the hosts. So I am not going to choose the books for that. I am just going to tell you the prompts that I chose because it is a build your own bingo board. That readathon takes place from the 14th through the 17th, so it is a long weekend. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day that Monday, so it's Friday to Monday. And I chose 9 of the prompts that I'm gonna try and follow for the readathon. I did make the prompts slightly easy, just to give myself a little bit, because January is going to be a little crazy for me. So I want to make sure that I can participate, but it's just going to be, like, I chose the smaller board and I chose a couple of, like, easy to hit prompts, but still going to be fun. So I'm going to start with the books that I wrote down that I'd like to get to, and then I'll tell you the prompts for the readathon, because that's just for the short time. So the first book that I want to get to in January is Hooked by Emily McIntyre. I am going to meet Emily McIntyre. I am going to a book signing in February and she's going to be there. So I really wanted to read her books, and I've been wanting to read her book Hooked for a really long time. And ever since I first saw it. And I wasn't able to because it didn't have an audiobook, and the audiobook just is, I just found out recently that the audiobook is going to come out in January. So I am incredibly excited that I can now finally read this book just in time to meet Emily at the book signing that I'm going to. So I'm definitely going to be reading that one. That is a Peter Pan retelling. I believe it is Hook and Wendy. Then I have The Best Men by Serena Bowen and Lauren Blakely. This is a new release that will be coming out in January. It comes out January 18th. I am on Serena Bowen's ARC team, so I will get an ARC for this. I just don't know when. I haven't yet. So I'm going to be reading it in January either way. But I'm very excited about this. This is an MM romance, and I don't know much else about it. I know that it's Serena Bowen, and that's all I need to know, really. Then another new release that I want to get to is HEIRESS by Eden Finley. This comes out January 20th. This is the first book in her new Mike Bravo series. HEIRESS gets introduced in Popstar, and I loved him in Popstar, so I'm really, really excited for him to finally get his own book. Eden has been teasing it for a very long time. So that finally comes out in January, and I will absolutely be reading it, and I am incredibly excited. This is a military MM romance. Then the next one that I want to read is Witches Get Stitches by Juliet Cross. I absolutely loved the first 2 books in this series, which is the Stay a Spell series. The first one is Wolf Gone Wild, and the second one is Don't Hex and Drive. And this one I've been wanting to read ever since I finished the second one. And the audiobook is coming out in January, so I will finally be able to read it. I'm very excited. That is a paranormal series. Then the next one that I want to get to is Eleanor and Gray by Brittany C. Cherry. I have not read a Brittany C. Cherry book, and the one that I have heard the most about is the Elements series. I really want to read Brittany C. Cherry more, or I really want to read Brittany C. Cherry, but I've heard so much about how like emotional and like angst and like a lot her books are. So I'm afraid of them. And I actually had a viewer from my channel comment on one of my videos that she would recommend that I try out Eleanor and Gray to start with, since it's a little like, it's not as a lot as the Element series is. So I'm going to take her word for it, and I'm going to try and read Eleanor and Gray. I don't know anything about it though. Then I have Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark on my TBR. I really have been wanting to read this one. This is a mafia romance. I've really been wanting to read more Sophie Lark. This is the first book in her Brutal Birthright series, and I'm incredibly excited. Okay, I'm sorry if it looks different. My camera died. So my battery died, so I had to charge it and come back and reset up. So if the angle's different, that's why. Anyway, the next one that I want to read is A Touch of Ruin by Scarlett St. Clair. I read A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair months ago, and I actually remember really enjoying it. I think I even gave it like 4.5, maybe even stars. It's a Hades and Persephone retelling. And this is the second one in the series, and I never continued. So I'd really like to continue with the series and read more Scarlett St. Clair, because I think I'd like them. Then the next one that I want to read is Priest by Sierra Simone. I've been saying for months and months and months and months and months that I want to read Priest by Sierra Simone, and I haven't gotten to it yet, so I really, really want to get to it. I am meeting Sierra Simone at the same signing that I'm meeting Emily McIntyre in February, so I really would like to have read one of her books really before I meet her, and the one that I really want to read is Priest, so I'm gonna read it. Then I want to read The Devil and the Heiress by Harper St. George. I read the first book in this series. I don't remember what it was called, but I think I DNF'd it. Yeah, I DNF'd it. I did not like it. But I heard Jess from Peace Love Books talk about this one, and Jess didn't love the first one either. But she absolutely loved it and gave 5 stars to this one. So I really want to give Harper St. George another try. I think I would like her. The era that it takes place is one of my faves, so I really want to read more historicals in that setting. So I think it will be fun. Then I want to read, last one I have is A Dark and Stormy Night by Kerrigan Byrne. This is the last book in the Victorian Rebel series, and I think it's also the first book in the next series, which is I think called the Good Girls series. And I really want to continue with Kerrigan Byrne. She is one of my all-time favorite historical romance authors. So I never read this one. It's available at my library, so I'm going to read this one. And I think it'll be really fun. But those are the books that I like really want to get to in January. I am sure I will read more others, but those are the ones that are on my list. So now I am just going to tell you the prompts that I chose for the Romance Takeover Readathon. Again, this takes place from the 14th through the 17th. I will be vlogging, so that'll be fun. You'll get to see which ones I actually choose to read during this time. But my prompts that I chose, again, I did the 3x3 board, not the 4x4 board, so it's shorter. So I gave myself a free space, which was follow the hosts, because I already follow all of them. They're wonderful. You should all follow them too. So that's my like free space. Then I have 5-star prediction, POC author, an audiobook, a book you didn't get to in 2021, a taboo romance, a new to you author, and a new release. And then the other one is attend reading sprints or a live show. I tend to forget about reading sprints and tend to forget to go to them, and like actually participate in the reading sprints and the live shows. So I put that on there as like a reminder to myself, like, oh, okay, you don't get to actually like cross off this bingo space unless you actually go to the reading sprints. So I wanted to put that on my board. But those are all 9. I'm sure that I will read at least one of these books that I have talked about in that weekend, probably, maybe. Who knows? But that's it. Those are the ones that I want to read. Please let me know in the comments below what is on your January TBR, and if you've read any of these and liked them and want to say something about them. But that's it for this video. So please give it a like if you liked it, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!